We're going to move on to the next guest. Let's get that next guest loaded up into the live. We got Summer Thornton connecting to the stream. We got Summer loading up into the stream. What's up, Summer? Do you support Trump? Are you MAGA?
I do support Trump.
Summer, how old are you?
I am 22.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. One moment. Joy, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Let's get 200 Joy W's. Joy with the $20 says, my take is RFK Jr. has a degree in law, and taking medical advice from him is like taking legal advice from your OBGYN. I also wouldn't listen to a man who tells women to tough it up. See, in most circumstances, I'd agree with you there, Joyce, but the only difference is I don't even think that RFK Jr. is too good in law. So like this would be like taking legal advice from like the worst OBGYN on earth. But anyway, Summer, take it away. Why the hell do you support Trump as president?
I support Trump because I support his decisions, and the Democrat Party supports, the gays. They support abortion.
Did you just say the gays?
Yes, gay.
Okay.
Gay.
We're gonna call we if you want, you could call gay people, but the gays is definitely a phrase that you have no right to say as a straight homophobic bigot. Go ahead and unmute those, Summer. Let's talk about it. So we're gonna use the word lesbian here. Okay? Because I think the word gay is flagged by TikTok, and you're going to get a ban for hate speech, but God, I want to clock you. So do you think being lesbian, and keep in mind, we're going to use this word in reference to both women and women and men and men. So it's going to be a word to refer to all people that aren't straight, okay? Do you think that being lesbian is wrong?
Yes, I do.
Okay, why?
Because I'm a firm, Christian believer, and if you actually sit down, read the Bible, and go to church, then you will know that being lesbian is not following in God's way. So it's honestly about more of God for me, and a lot of there are more Republicans that support God than liberals. It's not really a liberal thing. Not saying just because you're a liberal, liberals don't support God. Some of them do, but some people live differently, and that's their choice.
Okay. I'm going to cut you off there because you told us everything that we need to know about you and what your position is. You're saying it's bad because God said so, and you told me that I would know this if I read the Bible. I completely disagree with you. I fundamentally disagree with you. In fact,
Have you read the Bible?
I've read it more than you. I think that there are incredibly strong arguments, incredibly convincing positions that if Christianity were to be, can you go ahead and stop talking just so I could finish what I'm saying? So I think that probably the most convincingly, and Summer, you have no decorum. Calm down for 20 seconds. One of the most convincing.
I am calm.
Do I need to mute you?
No, I want you to go ahead and talk because I actually want to hear what you have to say because this is actually just unbelievable to me.
If you want to hear what I have to say, then stop interrupting me. Fair?
You won't answer my question.
Well, because I was in the middle of a sentence. I'm not going to be to the beckoning call of your will and your questions, even when your questions come in the middle of my statement. I'm not. You don't even know if I'm switching the subject because you haven't let me finish my statement. Come on, dude. This is kindergarten etiquette.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. You're not even a man.
And now you're on mute, right? Because I want to finish what I said. All that I'm asking is to be able to finish my statement.
You're not a man.
Okay, well then all that you're telling me is that adult males with XY chromosomes and penises aren't men. That's probably a little bit out of line for you and your fundamentalist Christian beliefs that you're espousing. Funny. Now, I'm going to go back to my statement, Summer. All that I was trying to say there that you literally would not let me finish is that I think there's actually incredibly convincingly strong arguments that if Christianity were to be true, then being lesbian is not wrong. But we'll get onto those because you told us that if we read the Bible, we see something different. Can you please tell me what verse in the Bible very clearly states that being lesbian is wrong? I'm going to invite you to unmute. Keep in mind the question is, can you state a verse in the Bible that very clearly states being lesbian is wrong?
I want you to answer my question. I asked you a question first, and you did not answer my question.
Sure. What was your question?
I asked you if you read the Bible, and you continued to interrupt me.
Yeah.
And you don't know a verse out of the Bible, do you?
I do.
Okay, go ahead. You first, since I asked the question first.
Leviticus 25 verses 44 through 46, NIV translation. Your male and female slaves may come from the countries around you. From them you may bequeath slaves as your property. You may also inherit your slaves as property to your children, as property for life. There's a little bit of a recap. So, could you tell us what verse in the Bible says?
Okay, could you break that down? Could you break that down for me?
No, because this is a deflection off of your argument that, in accordance with the Christian Bible, being lesbian is wrong. Summer, you left the app. I can't hear you unless you're on the app. I want you to break down your position. Tell us where in the Bible we see that being lesbian is wrong. Summer's failing. She left the app again. Summer, what are you doing? You're embarrassing yourself. Welcome back. I could find.
I'm not embarrassing myself. I'm not arguing it's stupidity. You must be gay. Are you gay?
Wait, are you saying because I'm smarter than you that therefore I'm gay?
No, I mean that's what liberals do.
I thought you didn't. I thought that you didn't. Wait,
did a liberal not shoot?
I thought that you said that was wrong. I thought so your argument, it's so wrong to be gay. But then you're like, oh, Dean, you're smarter than me. You're like besting me in this debate. You know more than me. You must be gay.
What Republican has tried to shoot at a liberal president? Y'all have tried killing Trump twice. Y'all shot Charlie Kirk because that gay guy.
Summer, you're very
gay. He was gay. Y'all want to ban guns, but y'all are the first one to use them.
Hey, Summer.
Hey, Dean.
Hey. So you're gonna say that the individual that shot Kirk was gay? I don't even know where that's coming from.
He was.
Summer, do you how many continents are there?
13.
Summer, there's 7 continents.
Okay, well, I don't know how many continents they are, but that doesn't fucking matter when it comes to life or death.
I have a question. Can you leave the app and then come back into the app? It's showing that you're on pause.
I'm in the app.
I know. You just have to, you leave the app and come back into the app to fix the glitch.
What do you mean?
Summer, it can't get any more simple than that. Swipe out of the TikTok app, then go back into the TikTok app.
There's no glitch.
There is on my end. I'm just trying to get you to fix it.
Okay. Back in. Okay. I did that.
Thank you so much for fixing the glitch. Okay. Right? So I'm going to give you a very quick response. Don't interrupt me or I will mute you. Are you capable of 4th grade etiquette?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So you said that the individual that shot Kirk was gay. I don't know where you're getting that one from. We're just going to be assuming that it's true for the intents and purposes of our discussion, because I think that you're a raging hypocrite for sitting here and saying, because you can name a gay individual that did something that is violent, that therefore all gay individuals are inherently wrong because they shared that common attribute with one gay individual who did do something that's violent. But then the moment it comes to the 92% of violent crimes that are committed by men in this country, or the disproportionate amount of shooters that are alt-right straight men, such as the 18-year-old that shut up Evergreen High School the same day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, you will never make it about the color of their skin. You will never make it about what's in between their legs. And you will never make it about who they're attracted to. This is only rhetoric that you and other really unintelligent people on the right deploy when it is advantageous to you to continue to uphold more oppression and marginalization of communities in this country that you hold disdain towards with no goddamn reason at all. And that last part, the no goddamn reason at all, is evidently true. You could prove me wrong by telling me where in the Bible apparently it says it's wrong to be lesbian, but you haven't been able to do that yet, and I honestly don't think you will be able to.
Okay, can I speak now?
You can answer the question. Where in the Bible does it say it's wrong to be lesbian?
All right, well, I'll be honest with you. I'm not exactly sure where it doesn't exactly say you can't be gay, but if you actually fully read through the Bible, you'll understand the ways of life. But you know what? I'm actually going to scratch the gay topic because I do want to discuss another topic with you.
Because you have no argument. Because you have no argument. You said, when you just read the Bible. Actually, I think when you read the Bible, you learn the exact opposite. I'll demonstrate that to you right now. Did God design you in your mother's womb?
No.
God didn't design you? Isn't that what the Bible says?
if you're talking about, or if you're talking about science,
No, the Bible. The Bible
yes,
says
then
that God
yes.
designed you when you were in your mother's womb, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So God designed gay people too when they were in their mother's womb. And guess what? We know that being gay is driven by hard-coded biological facts, such as the fact that gay men have a larger anterior commissure on average compared to straight men, which is the nerve lining between the hemispheres of their brains. They also have varying traits of the AINH3 subsection of the hypothalamus, or varying levels of particular neurohormones like FSH, and even different associations along the genetic code, such as those that we find in the XQ23 chromosome, meaning that God designed gay people to be gay. And in accordance with your religion, you think God is all-knowing, you think God is all-powerful, you think God is all good and perfect. So how can an all-powerful, all-knowing, perfect, good God, right, fuck up with the design of gay individuals on earth? The answer to that question is in accordance with your theology. He can't. He designed them perfectly too. In fact, that makes you the heretic for then looking at individuals that are gay, not because of a conscious decision, but rather driven by those biological facts of their anatomy, neuroanatomy, so on and so forth, and saying that it's wrong, saying that it's incorrect, or positing that it's an abomination. You are inherently, in virtue of that statement, refuting the all-good, all-powerful, all-knowing, and perfect qualities of your Creator.
Okay, well, so me personally, I don't care because, like I said, I live my own life. I don't care. But the things I don't agree with is what I was getting at, is in sharing the bathrooms. I don't feel comfortable with men coming into the women's bathroom, even if they feel like they are a girl.
Okay, we
Men are
can't
bigger.
talk about trans individuals on TikTok Live. You're saying that about trans individuals. I vehemently disagree with you. But what if it were a cis man like me or Biden, for instance? Like think of any man in your life, like any cis man in your life. What if a cis man were not to just walk into a woman's restroom or a woman's changing room, but to do so out of perversion to sexually exploit maybe naked teens or women in that space? Do you think that man is evil?
Yes, I do.
Would you ever support a man that has done those things under any circumstances?
No.
Even if they were a Republican?
Yes.
Even if they were running for president? Even if
Yes.
they were president?
Yes.
Even if they were Trump?
Yes, and
I
I know
mean,
what
some
you're
of these
about to
foreign
say.
girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now, tell
Well,
me
I'll
what
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
You're at a fork in the road, Summer. You just told me that you would never, ever support such an evil man that has done those things in a billion years, even if they were Trump as president. The fork in the road that you find yourself at is either now redacting your support from Trump, saying you're no longer MAGA, and saying he should not be president at all, and there's no possible way you could support him because he's done something which you deemed as a red line for supporting him as president. Or what I think will be the more likely outcome is you will just once again prove to everyone watching that you're a raging hypocrite that stands by no values with no spine nor backbone, and you will find some rhetorically terrible way to continue to defend and support Trump as president, even though you just said you would never support Trump as president again if he had boasted about perving on the naked bodies of teens and grown women in their dressing rooms. And then I played you a clip of him doing exactly that. So what is it going to be? Are you going to redact your support from Trump, or are you going to prove to us all that you're a raging, spineless hypocrite?
I don't believe what you just played.
Okay, so that's going to be the raging, spineless hypocrite part. You're detached from reality. You don't even believe a clip of Donald Trump admitting to these bad things. That is how far
There's
gone
a
of
there's
cult
a
you are.
lot there's a even if someone posted that of Biden, I'm gonna be honest with you, I only believe what I see like on live news TV. I'm not gonna believe anything, even if it's from the liberal side. There's so much that's made up nowadays because people are so crooked
You believe
that
it?
it
You
is a
believe it if it was
battling.
live?
Yes.
Yeah, this was live. It aired live on Howard Stern's radio show on April 21st. Sorry, on April 21st of 2005.
Well, you know what? Then I will go check that out, and I'll check it out. After we get off here and look into that, and then I might think twicely about everything.
What do you need to confirm? Are you saying that it might be AI? So what if I could prove to you right now it's not AI?
I don't know. That would be a hard thought that I would have to think about, because this is not the only reason why I like Trump. There's
Wait,
different.
let's just stick on this one topic. The only reason why you wouldn't believe it is if it were AI, right? Could you give any other reasons why you wouldn't believe it?
I think I would have to look into it myself.
Think about it right now. What are the reasons why you don't believe that audio clip? What are they?
Because I don't know what you have pulled up. That's your screen. This is what you have pulled up. I would need to see this for myself.
But you very clearly heard Donald Trump speaking. That was Donald Trump's voice, right?
Yes, actually, I'm gonna pull it up to. If you might be right, but we're going to figure out, since you're right.
Well, can you admit the only way that would be fake is if it was AI, because that was very clearly Trump. So the only way it could be fake is if they faked Trump's voice using AI?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so here's actually a screenshot of the title of the video on YouTube that I'm pulling that from. Obviously, I'm not pulling it from Howard Stern's radio show. I'm pulling it from an upload by CNN. But look, that upload was made 8 years ago. 8 years ago, language models and AI were not significantly advanced to the point of the imitation of one's voice. In fact, that is only a recent development of AI in the last year or two. 8 years ago, it just simply didn't exist. So I've now proven to you that it's not AI.
Okay, when did this happen? You said 2018?
This happened in 2005. I source it from a clip of what happened in 2005, uploaded to YouTube 8 years ago.
Okay. Well, let me look into this, and I'll have to figure out my own resources.
I think that this is just a weak response. I'll help you look into
it.
No,
I don't.
Right now
I didn't see Trump talking and saying any of that.
But you heard him.
Okay. Let's say that he did.
Because you heard him. You didn't see him. You heard him.
Conflict?
Yes.
I don't see it as a conflict.
It could be a conflict of interest, but it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
That's Trump, right?
Okay, and what about underage, or what are you trying to get at? What is he admitting to?
He's admitting to walking backstage at Miss USA and Miss Teen USA into a women's only space where women were getting dressed. And when he would walk back there, they were undressed and naked, and he would look at them and then talk about how good they looked. He did this to women and girls, as I already said, at Miss USA and Miss Teen USA. And we have had both those women and girls come out and testify to the fact that what he described in that clip is what happened to them. We even had a 17-year-old beauty pageant contestant at Miss Teen USA come out years before this clip was uploaded on CNN's channel and say that he would do this to them alongside other girls as young as 15. And then a totally separate woman who was a girl in the 90s that competed at Miss Teen USA, her name is Victoria, she comes up onto this stream every once in a blue moon to talk about what happened to her, once again relaying the same consistent story of exactly what Donald Trump described in the audio clip that we just listened to.
Okay.
And then also, earlier you said that you only believe things that you see on TV live.
Yeah, a lot of things. That's where I usually get a lot of my information, is just, turning the TV on and watching the news.
Did you live react to Jesus' resurrection?
No, and I feel like you think Jesus is a joke, but either way,
I take Christianity seriously. I just don't take your version of Christianity seriously.
I do still support Trump even after hearing that. I will say I do, and I do because, like I said, there's other reasons I do support him, especially with the border. I'm very, supportive when it comes to the border. I don't think, all these illegal immigrants should be coming into our country, and all of our taxes are paying for everything. Everything has gotten so expensive. the market is insane. The market is outrageous. And all of this happened when Biden was in office. So unless there's unless you can prove to me, that I don't know that
I'll go ahead and give that a response. I'll go ahead and give that a response.
Okay.
Before I do, I want to thank a handful of people for their love over on Venmo and PayPal. Madeline, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Says, hope you're feeling better today, Dean. Thank you for all that you do. I do actually feel better today. Thank you for the love. Let's show some love to Madeline down below. As well as Maura, thank you for the $5. As well as Rachel, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Let's get to it at Rachel W's. Rachel says, keep fighting the good fight. Thank you so much for your donation. That is so very kind of you. As well as Christy and Kennedy, I appreciate you both for the $5. Joyce for the $5. Thank you. And Melissa, thank you so much for the $50 donation over on Venmo. Melissa, that is insane. Thank you so much for the love. I want everyone watching to spam W Melissa in the chat. Thank you so much for the $50. That is insanely outrageous. As well as Olivia with the $10 on PayPal saying thank you, Dean. Thank you, Olivia. And Grace with the $15 on PayPal saying get pushed. Thank you so much for the love, Grace. And then Naughty with the $10 over on Super Chat. Thank you guys so much for the love. If you want to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on my TikTok account. You get a notification on my phone. I can thank you and read off any and all attached messages, as well as you can find that in the pinned message of the YouTube stream. Now, to get back to what I was going to say to you, first and foremost, you told me that you still support Trump, even if you assume that he did what he said he did in that clip. Already off to a bad start, because you told me before you knew he actually did it that you wouldn't support Trump if he had done that. So you're now shifting and changing your mind, just like you shifted the position of your index finger to the exit live button because you were losing a debate. She left, and now we are going to go ahead and move on to the next guest. Goodbye, Summer. If you would like to hop back in the guest request to continue our conversation, I will happily have you back up so we could finish said line of dialogue.